Welcome back to day 3 of the world's slowest Integra engine swap. Today we got a lot of stuff to do, but just to recap, on days 1 and 2 we ended up basically prepping this B20 here to get ready to go into the Integra back there. You can see we got all disassembled, so that was day 1. And then on day 1 we also screwed up the timing belt there. It's torn pretty good. I won't run it just because I don't feel like replacing it when it snaps. So on day 2 we decided to go ahead and move forward with the disassembly, and we got the B18 out of it, and this one has hopefully good timing belt on it. Looking at the color of everything, it's kind of dark brown and tannish stained, which is normal for high mileage engines or engines that didn't get their oil changes. Because if you look at this one, this is the B20. It's all nice and shiny and silver. So this one was either taken care of really well. I mean, it's a JDM engine, it's a B20b, and so more than likely it's got low miles on it, which is why it looks so much nicer than that poor B18 over there. But we're still going to be hopefully using that B18 block later on for phase 2 to push big power. Pistons, rods, maybe even sleeve it, who knows. But for now, on day 3 of this excursion, we're going to essentially finish prepping the B20 because we need to get the belt off of the B18 to put onto the B20. And I'm also, the way I'm gonna do this, I'm not gonna be mating the transmission up onto the engine while it's out of the car. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to put the B20 in the car by itself and then manhandle the transmission in there later, because trying to get these out together was a nightmare. Yeah guys, look at this. Yeah, it's very clearly torn and likely to not be usable. I mean, maybe you could get away with this for a little while, but why risk it when we have, I won't say a perfectly good timing belt, because there certainly has been a ton of oil spilled on it, but I would trust that more than I would trust a torn belt. So into the trash this goes. Tensioner looks pretty good, feels really good. I think we're gonna end up reusing this. Got the belt off, timing belt, AC compressor's gotta come off. Look at how gunky and grimy these things are. I mean, it's kind of insane. Ugh. Good old Dawn dish soap. That's what I'm gonna be using to clean these dirty boy brackets here. All right, boys, check it out. A little bit of Dawn dish soap and a garden hose, and these brackets are looking spiffy. One trip to the tool store later, we got the AC compressor bracket bolted onto our crusty B20 here. But really quick, I wanted to show you guys what I have, because if you don't know, I live in Florida, and in Florida you pretty much need AC. So here's what I got. Basically a brand new OEM replacement Denso AC compressor, because the compressor that was on the car originally, that sad guy right there, is no good. We are going to be replacing it. So this is unreadable. I can't read it. I'm literally smearing away the brand, but it does say made in Japan, so this might have just been the OEM one that came on the car. So we're gonna be replacing it either way. When I had the car running, it was not kicking on, which I know there's more diags to be done, but I wanted to replace it anyway. This one looks like it comes with the pulley and everything we're gonna need to essentially just slap it on there. Oh, and I also got brand new course valves because the one on the car is currently leaking. Oh man, this is heavy. And there she is. Beautiful. I imagine these are probably extremely difficult to find nowadays. Don't know what that's for. I'm gonna go grab the old one and put it next to it. Looks like this top plate here is actually going to need to be replaced with the old one, which is all fine because the old one, as you see, has the 2 hose adapters where the new one does not. But other than that, they look identical as far as I could see. Different mounting location for the wire, or well, I guess when we replace it they won't be different. Cool, I'm gonna go ahead and do that and slap her on the B20. Cool, got it off. We're gonna clean this up before we go and throw this back on the new AC compressor over there. Come back, we will have a brand-ish looking new thing of a bob on our AC compressor. All right, so maybe not quite brand new, but definitely better than what it was. Cool. Now it's time for the main attraction here. And getting the timing belt installed and in time, which I think it's already in time, but yeah, got to tighten up the tensioner, put the timing covers back on, the crank pulley back on, and we are ready to drop this thing, almost ready to drop this thing into the car. I forgot one major thing and I'll show you now. All right, so yes, so here we have a alternator on our JDM B20b, but if you look at the connector there, that is a OBD2 connector. That car is a 1994, that is still OBD1, which means the plug is completely different. So we are going to go ahead and just swap the OBD1 alternator onto the JDM B20b and then finish up the timing and valve cover and intake manifold and possibly even the exhaust manifold if it'll even fit, because I will not be dropping them, or I will not be putting the motor through the bottom. I'm going to be dropping it from the top. There goes one. Pt.2. These are some funky looking bolts. Say bye-bye to the OBD2 alternator. I might sell this. I don't think I'll need it. Another thing that people will do with these is instead of swapping to an OBD1 alternator, they'll just cut the connector off and swap the connector itself and just splice the wires like that. But since I already have an OBD1, we're going to be running an OBD1. Boom, OBD1 alternator installed. Still kind of a decent amount of slack in all of this. Not sure I like this at all. Because we broke this cam cap. Always intake number one, man. The GSR one, the GSR head was also missing the intake number one cam cap, and then we break the intake one on the B20. But either way, I'm pretty sure the engine's in time. Let's hope we never have to retime it, because it would not be fun. Holy moly, boys, we finally did it. We got our B20. We did the impossible. We got our B20 in perfect time. Awesome. That took way longer than I would hope, and we also lost a dear loved cam cap in the process. Don't want to talk about it. I think that'll be tight enough. I just noticed a pretty cool difference between the B20 and the B18. So here is a B20 crank pulley. It goes from largest to smallest from the inside out, which cool. And we look at the B18 crank pulley, and it's completely different. It's the big one is the bigger size of the pulley is in the middle of all three of them. So the standard B18 alternator belt will not work with the B20. All right, boys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut day 3 short. After I broke that intake cam cap, I kind of realized that I need to take a break. Nonetheless, we made pretty good progress on getting the B20 back reassembled and almost ready to be dropped into that ugly boy right there. I will catch you guys tomorrow for day 4 of this nonsense. Hopefully the engine will be in the car and you know, ready to rock. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow.